Hello everyone, in this video I'll be making Scarlet Witch's crown or tiara from Wandavision. I bought this file here from Etsy. I'll link the store down in the description below. It's a great file and very detailed. There are a few free versions on Thingiverse, but I prefer this paid version. Here's a comparison between the paid version that I bought and one of the free version from Thingiverse. I printed this for around 16 hours, and because I use an old filament, it's a bit stringy, so it requires lots of cleanup. Also, I noticed there's a bit of a dent here. I'm not sure why this happens. My guess is the X-axis belt is a bit loose or tight and causing it to pull the model towards the inside. So I rotated it in Cura and printed a new one. I also changed the temperature setting, and this one is a bit less stringy, so it's easier to clean up. Now on to the support removal. So this print here requires lots of sanding to make it smooth and pretty, especially on the edges here. The inside needs to be sanded as well because some of the leftover support materials are there. For the sanding, here are the steps. Start with 120 grit sandpaper, apply wood filler if required, sand with 320 and 600 grit sandpaper, apply primer filler and sand with 600 and 1500 grit sandpaper, repeat 3 to 4 times, and lastly apply paint. Let's start with the 120 grit sandpaper. This is after sanding with 120 grit sandpaper. The surface here is quite smooth already, and I think there's no need to use wood filler. Just the inner parts here is a bit rough, but it's hard to smooth it out with sandpaper, so I use filer for the inner parts. Next, on to the 320 grit sandpaper. Next, I will be applying filler primer and sand it down with 600 grit sandpaper and repeat for a few rounds until I get smooth surface. Next is to paint it with the color of the tiara, which is maroon. I'll be using this samurai spray paint. The printing line here is still visible. Honestly, I could spend more time with the sanding to completely get rid of the lines, but I got too impatient, so I'll be doing that for the next project. The inside here, I'll be spray paint it with black to make it look nicer. The finishing touch for this print is the inner parts here. I looked into some pictures for reference. Some of it shows the inner part as black and some of it shows it as a darker maroon, but for my build I'll be coloring it as black because it looks cooler in my opinion. So for the black I'll be using this acrylic black paint and apply it with this paintbrush. Here's how it looks. Now on to finishing the whole part. Here's the final result. For the back part here, I just painted with the same black acrylic paint. I didn't put any stripe because this is just for a prop and I won't be wearing it. I'm satisfied with it, though it could be a lot smoother if I spend more time with the sanding. So that will be another thing to look out for future projects. Thumbs up and subscribe if you like the video, and thank you.